Hello and welcome back to LDC FM. You're tuning into our podcast featuring interviews with our community of independent designers and industry guests. We'll be discussing topics of sustainability, conscious design, the future of fashion, tech, and innovation. This podcast has been recorded alongside an Instagram Live, so apologies for any technical issues prior to tuning in. Thank you for listening. Hi guys, it's Nikki here. I'm a social media and marketing manager for LDC. It's Friday and in London it's a bank holiday and it's gorgeous weather outside. I'm wearing my spring dress, floral dress from Sarah and Sorrentino. So I'm here today because we're going to be talking about styling for confidence. With Rebecca Lilley, who is going to join me in a second.
Hey guys.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Very good. How are you doing?
Welcome. How are you?
I have to say, excuse me guys for my hair because it is like grown like Rapunzel.
Yeah, like everyone.
Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, so I'm wearing like a shirt dress today with a box blazer and a big belt. And I just felt with channeling the flowy shirt dress with a boxy blazer was something different today.
Yeah, I love it. It's nice to see someone in a blazer, actually. I love a blazer. Why don't you introduce yourself to everyone and a bit about your background and what Passage to Poise is?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have 8 years corporate experience. I have a law background and have worked in finance. But I've always loved the arts and creativity, and I have a passion for costume design, which is what I studied before I went into the city. And so I decided to do a course with the London School of Styling.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a great idea because I'm qualified in fashion and personal styling, and it was really exciting to sort of experiment with all different types of styles and understand the art of dressing, and also the techniques when working with multiple designers, and also the personal styling aspect of approaching people's insecurities and finding clothes that fit and flatter. So yeah, I've always had a love for style. Sometimes I kind of edge towards vintage, quirky, and things that not everybody else would wear. And it's quite funny actually in the corporate sector, you know, I've had a few looks.
It must be that really amazing combination of doing costume and then going corporate and being like, I can't let go of that. I need to combine it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like if you have got a creative tendency and a passion, whatever job you're in, whether you're pursuing that in your day job, whether you're a musician and you work in insurance or whatever, I think if you've got that eye and that sort of inquisitive mind, it comes out in different ways. And so for me, it's through styling I can really empower other people.
Yeah, great. And in terms of styling, I guess it depends on who you're approaching, but when it comes to corporate styling, what inspires you to choose outfits that you do for people?
So I have worked with a career confidence coach who now provides services at Passage to Poise as well. And when I worked with the confidence coach, we looked at a personal brand. Now, people who, whether you're in the corporate sector or not, you can relate to this. So your personal brand is what somebody says about you when you leave the room. It's the first impressions, it's your reputation. And working with a career confidence coach, she said that how you present yourself is your personal brand, and a corporate woman has to be visible for the right reasons and communicate effectively. So I think that when you're in an office environment, corporate or not, actually, I think the way you dress, as we all know, you know, the psychology of dressing, it can for me, when I wasn't feeling great or I was nervous about a meeting or an interview, wearing my vintage-esque jacket, Pemblem jacket, and a plain suit underneath, I felt halfway there, prepared for the interview. So it ties in with your personal brand and being ready to face the day, you know, a corporate board meeting or an interview. Yeah, exactly. So someone there said, thank you for that. Yeah, set your own style. If you feel good, you will look good. Absolutely agree with that. And I think that in the corporate sector, unfortunately, people will make that judgment. And if you ooze confidence and your outfit, you are prepared and formal, but you maintain an element of personality, it's great.
Exactly. It's like personal armor. And even like you've got it on, you're feeling quite powerful and empowered in what you're wearing. And I think it is really important. And, you know, even though some people think, oh, it's just like clothing, it's so much more, isn't it? Like it just is. And even if you're not in corporate, just getting dressed up in something that makes you feel good, no matter what you're doing, I think is really important.
Yeah.
So the way we look and dress massively impacts the way we feel. What are your thoughts on styling for confidence?
So Passage to Poise was our slogan is preparing city men and women for the catwalk of life. And what we mean by that is everybody has to have the face that they present to the world. And so my journey of well-being and confidence is through the style of dress. So what I mean is when somebody doesn't feel great and they get dressed into something that fits and flatters them and resonates with them, it's, as you say, it's like your armor. It's mentally preparing you for that job interview, for that date, or for that event. And wearing that, you feel that you become the character of a confident person, and so you attract more success and positivity in your life. So really, we look at the psychology of dressing, which is also in theatre. You know, what happens when an actor puts on the costume? They are one step closer to becoming more confident, to becoming that person. So what I would say is, you know, absolutely, confidence is all about what we do, and an authentic sense of style, much like Lone Design Club celebrates. So Lone Design Club, you know, you have great selection of designers where people can pick from different trends to fill their authentic style. And we believe, and we absolutely believe this in our styling, that when you have a sense of self, then you have your authentic style, and that's where confidence comes from.
Yeah, I think like also thinking about all the incredible pieces we have online, it's so unique. You know, there's some pieces that are a bit more stripped back and a bit more basic, but like for instance, like this shirt, it's so unique. It's not something you're gonna find anywhere else really. And I think it's LDC, if you're working in corporate, is a good place to look if you're just looking for even just like that one shirt or that one little thing that is like vibrant and expressive in your own way. And there's lots and lots of pieces like that online, which is
what I like about your eclectic mix of designers is that even somebody who consider themselves introvert, right? So you can find that vibrant piece or that piece of jewelry or that blouse that you can wear underneath a plain suit. And what's beautiful about that is that you can express that side of you that is maybe a little bit more extrovert in one blouse, and you, that's how you're showing your confidence, and that's what's beautiful about the range of your designers.
And tell me about, you were telling me about you're an advocate for the shirt dress. Is that what's this about? Tell me.
I think, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I've got a bit of junk in the trunk, especially since this lockdown. You know, I haven't been doing the home workouts as much as I should. So I'm not going to lie about that, you know. But what I like about one of the designs that I saw on your website is you know, the range of shirt dresses. So you can have the sort of more quirky ones like this, which I've put with a box blazer and a belt, a chunky belt.
I
and
love
just
that.
yeah, and it's like, this is a box 80s blazer, and it's just like, yeah, I'm here, I've arrived. But
I have arrived.
the thing is about your variety of shirt dresses is, you know, I've
Yeah.
seen a silk one on there in a metallic shade. I've seen quirky ones like this. I've seen linen ones. So the shirt dress can actually be worn to work. You know, I'm not always saying match, say, like a linen shirt dress and a boxy blazer. I personally, I'm not sure that would work, but some shirt dresses with like a grey cardigan and a nice softer necklace to work when we're easing back in after the lockdown, that could be perfect.
Yeah, especially especially spring, summer coming up. I think it's such a great staple. I actually know that there's this one amazing shirt dress online by Blonde Gone Rogue, and it's really interesting because it's like a dark green at the top, and then it like cuts off, and then it's kind of like a lighter blue or green, and that's a nice like segue, like trans-seasonal segue. So if you're watching, definitely check that one out. It's by Blonde Gone Rogue. It's really cool. Oh, I love that. Also, not Yoroshiku, Toku does a shirt dress that we've had one of our amazing customers in. Her name's Stephanie Domini, and it's like this black shirt dress with all this embroidery on the side. All this Japanese embroidery. It's really beautiful. You should definitely check that out as well. So what I wanted to ask you was, what is your go-to look that makes you feel instantly great and fabulous?
Well, I've got a funny story about this. You're gonna laugh. So you know, going back to the lockdown, I love getting dressed for no reason. And when I was going to the park, you know, because you are allowed some exercise with social distancing, I was all dressed up in a long flowy skirt, and I saw my neighbour, and I had to try and get over the turnstiles. Because I was like, all dressed up, and I said to her, "You must know this about me by now." And she, you know what I mean, talk of the town for my love of kind of vintage and esque inspired different outfits. But you know, for me, I actually find that having worked in a corporate sort of masculine environment, I actually like embracing feminine silhouettes and feminine fitted clothes. So my go-to outfit to feel fantastic would actually be a ruffled blouse with some soft shoulders but ruffled up here, and tucked into a plain pencil skirt and nude heels. So I love wearing that.
I love nude heels.
I love wearing that in the spring to work. And it's just like I feel empowered being feminine, but I feel ready to face the finance environment.
Yeah. No, I love that. I personally wear a lot of, even though I work in fashion, I love wearing a suit. Like, love it. And I love vintage suits. There's some really beautiful ones on LDC as well. It just, I don't know. I've also cut my hair really short now, and I used to have quite long blonde hair. And now I feel like quite empowered by that. So I definitely get the suit vibes.
Yeah, and I think it's great when you're feeling a vibe and you hello everyone. I think it's great when you're feeling a certain vibe. Like sometimes, you know, this is quite interesting. So obviously I have a corporate experience and background, but you know what I'm really into at the moment? Again, you might find this surprising, but like boho. So like boho looks, and my hair is like wavy. This shirt dress is a bit boho.
Yeah, you look quite beachy, calm and collected, but then you've got like this blazer on, which is like ready for the day.
Yeah, and what I love about LDC is that, you know, I can have the best of both worlds. You know, that there's something in there which I can wear, like a flowy skirt, 3/4 length skirt with midi heels, and I can wear that to the office and not feel like, oh, you know, look at her, she's boho. But it's still something for me that is flowy and feminine.
Yeah, I really like that. And given your current situation, routine has somewhat gone out the window, I'm sure, or it might not have. What are your tips for sticking to a routine?
So what I would say about routine, and for me, it's as hard as everyone else. You have to really push yourself some days, especially in the uncertainty of lockdown. But what I think of is think of your long-term objective. Okay, so if you when you get up and get dressed, as we've said, the psychology of doing that, you are saying to yourself, I am worth this. I am worth putting my makeup on. It's hygienic. I am worth getting dressed, and it's just reaffirmed subconsciously to yourself. I'm worth that, and I deserve to take that time for myself in the morning. So that's the long term. You think, short term is, it feels so comfortable to just lounge around all day in my pajamas. But the long term is that we are going to move on from this lockdown, and you want to be in a place where you're going back to work, whether in an office or in a creative environment, where you've bothered and you're mentally prepared to see people again.
I love that. I think that's really grounding, because I think for some people it's hard to see the near future, even just the near future, and to prepare yourself for that through clothing. And I think what we're talking about as well throughout this whole conversation is manifesting, like really manifesting what you want, what you see, and dressing for it, even now if you want.
Yeah.
And have a play. This is time to play around with your wardrobe. Okay, and for people who are watching or listening in about styling for the corporate environment, you work with a lot of corporate clients. What do you suggest for adhering to a dress code whilst maintaining personality?
So I think that's a really good question, and my advice personally would be always follow the protocols in the first instance. So if you work for maybe a tech company or a startup in Shoreditch, for example, it might be that you are allowed to wear comfortable clothes, and you might look out of place wearing a suit. So it's always great to understand the protocols of where you work, what's acceptable, what's not, and that's your first go-to, obviously. But I think that when you understand that, how corporate women can maintain their personality. Me personally, so I like nude, but it can drain me. I'm quite fair-skinned, and sometimes it doesn't actually do much for me. My color complexion is warm spring, so I actually suit kind of coral colors and salmon, pink.
Yeah.
So and that's why I learned through styling as well. So but then again, I thought, you know what? Who wears salmon pink at work in an office environment in banking, whatever? Who wears that? But the thing that I like to do is, so I might have a nude like strappy vest top.
Okay.
And then over the top, I've got a grey cardigan that's 3/4 length, but a long cardigan. The ones that are sort of matched to your knee.
Yes.
So that's actually very neutral colours. But then I've got a navy pencil skirt and then some midi heels. And I think that's perfectly appropriate with a delicate necklace, not layered, because that would be too informal for where I work. But for me, it's again showing that I'm kind of feminine. I like kind of softer colours, but yet I'm being formal with the navy and the navy skirt, which is dark.
So when you approach your clients, what are the first things that you go through with them? Is it like what colors, what silhouettes suit them, like what exactly they do in the corporate world? What is the process?
Yeah, so I envisage Passage to Poise as kind of you have a style chat with us, and anyone watching can have an initial style chat with us.
Yeah.
And I don't charge for that, because I'm of the view that if somebody wants to improve their life, you can't push them. It's sort of a decision. They're dipping their toe in the water, and it's like you don't want to push that. They're not ready.
Yeah.
Because we're well-being focused as well. But when somebody comes to us, what we do is we have a consultation at All Bright Members Club. So I am a member of All Bright Members Club, the sisterhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what we will do is we offer a consultation there, and we actually have a bespoke confidence questionnaire whereby we will ask people, what do you want out of this process? Sort of how confident are you with your style? Have over here, somebody might say, completely help me. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I've lost weight, I've put on weight. And then over here, we might have somebody who says, look, I'm fine with my style. I know what I'm doing. I just want one or two pieces that are a bit more vibrant, a bit less vibrant. So we take time. We have a 45-minute consultation with somebody, give them a confidence questionnaire and ask them what they want out of the new style or a wardrobe detox.
Okay, cool. And what's the main reason why women or men approach you? Is it from a place of I don't know, maybe they're switching careers or they're switching jobs? What is their main reason of approaching a stylist and yourself?
So we offer a variety of services. So we have fashion styling where we do shoots for designers, offer creative direction, backstage dressing, or we have personal styling whereby we, as you say, they approach us for some new direction. Maybe somebody's got an event, a fancy dinner, an interview, a date even. It doesn't have to be for some grand event.
Yeah.
But they would like a wardrobe review, a wardrobe detox. Maybe they've just had a child. Their body's changed and they feel like they want a new look to embrace motherhood. So there's all sorts of, it can be influenced by life events. And as we evolve with age, people's style should readily evolve as well, So that's what we're about is, where are you at your stage in life and how would you like to express that in personal styling? That's what we do.
Yeah.
And we also offer professional photo shoots.
Okay.
So we're lucky enough to have access to a wealth of photographers, and what we do there is so somebody might not want to be styled in personal shopping capacity, but they think, hey, do you know what, I'm feeling good or I'm feeling rubbish and I want to show the world that I feel good. So we would do the whole thing. We'd organise the location. I'll be the stylist and have an assistant stylist. I'd pick the clothes, but deliberate with them, for if it's for a portfolio or if it's for something else. So that's the key, the core of what we offer.
So anyone who's listening, if you're after a new LinkedIn photo, you know where to go. Brilliant. And do you think that customers or your clients are aware of sustainable fashion, or what do you think about that?
I think that there's been a real shift in the millennial demographic, which is my age group.
Yes, and great. This is so good to hear.
That term is really banded around, isn't it? Millennial.
Yeah.
So, but I think there's been a real shift in consciousness for environmental sustainability and ethics, and I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing, and I think that that people are growing up with a sense of responsibility for the environment. And the beauty of Lone Design Club is the variety of designers that you're supporting, emerging designers as well, who might not actually have had that exposure beforehand, before this emphasis on sustainability as well.
Yeah, that's so good to hear. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna try this thing where I'm gonna pop your styling pics into the image behind me. I don't know if it's gonna fit, but I thought it might. We can give it a go. I'm gonna post this after the live as well. So you can't see all the images for now, so I'm gonna post them after the live. But can you explain maybe these blazers and why you've chosen these?
Yeah, so I chose those blazers because for me and my upcoming blog series is they are corporate with character.
Yes.
So I find that they say something classic, and what I talk about, in careers and confidence, whether you're in corporate or in the creative world, is showing up and being visible. And when you enter the room, you don't actually need to say much, because somebody looks at you and they think, right, she knows what suits her. If she can get that right, I'll take her seriously. Yeah. So for me, that's exactly what these blazers do. And you could team them with a pencil skirt or cropped cigarette pants.
Yeah.
And they're not too harsh blazers, but I love the sort of handkerchief detail in them, and the woven, and for me they were just like statement but feminine as well.
Yeah, this is a really beautiful brand called Anna Aranova, if anyone's interested in taking a look. But yeah, they're classic and they're brilliant. Actually, our founder and CEO, Rebecca Morta, has been popped onto the front cover of Darkest magazine for their next issue, and she's wearing that beautiful blazer. You should definitely check it out because it looks incredible. Seeing it on someone. Yeah, definitely check it out. Well, anyway, thank you everyone for listening, and thank you so much, Rebecca, for joining me. That was great. I really enjoyed that. And thank you so much for giving me as well some more insight into the corporate styling world.
Thank you so much for having me, and it's a pleasure to chat these things through. And you know, I'd love to do it again and talk about different trends and how we can, how women in the corporate sector can express themselves. I think that more and more people with this lockdown are saying, hey, I'm not just a number at a computer, I have a personality and I want to show it.
Yeah, great. Okay, well, thank you so much for everyone tuning in, and definitely follow Passage to Poise, and I'll see you later. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you.
Thank you so much again for tuning in. Head to our website, lonedesignClub.com, and find more LDCFM podcasts, or discover more about our independent designers online.